Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Hey, we're to the fun part. We got a very, very, very purple looking frame now. I got some forks in the mail that I checked them on my lathe, hand turned them on there, and they're straight enough. Don't know how good my whole lathe check is, so. But anyways, we got forks, we got a painted frame. Let's start slapping this thing together.
Taking shots at the enemy, I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are have-nots. You were not as tough
So got lucky on this stock ignition. There's no security resistance value in there for the CDI to see. So we can just replace it with this switch right here that I bought off eBay. Also, we're just going to use the plug that came off of that stock ignition so we can keep the wiring harness nice and clean.
You never guess.
Hey, we're sitting on the bike. Feels good. Feels like a full-size bike. It's nice. Now we're making an exhaust. What I do here is I go to my exhaust pile in the lean-to and just grab a bunch of pieces I think might work, and I cut them out for the various bends that are in them and tack them all together. And then eventually I weld the seams, and it doesn't make a pretty exhaust. My welds aren't good, but hey, it's cheap.
Fucking embarrassing! It's fucking embarrassing! Don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got hard. I'm ready to change scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, 'cause I'm great at that. Oh. Now save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are have-nots.
You were not as tough.
Got some high heat paint. You get it at pretty much any auto parts store. I've been putting this on headers, exhaust just like this. This is not the first one of these I've built like this. I always spray them with this. This stuff makes them look decent and blends in all my crappy welds. But this stuff is heat activated. It'll scratch off really easily until you put it through that first heat cycle when it's running on the bike.
Now we're going to make the front wheel spacers here. First, this wheel didn't have bearings in it. And when I got bearings, I realized I didn't have the inner sleeve that goes between the bearings. So we got to make that first. So I measured the gap in there. And I'm going to do something very safe here. I highly recommend not doing this at home. But it's pretty effective. And then we're going to run the tool across the face where we just cut to square off that edge and make it clean. I also did file the edges there too. Slapping in that wheel bearing with a ton of grease. Putting the seal on. And Hammer. Alright, next we're going to do the actual wheel spacers themselves. I measured the width there. And I also measured the width of the hub here. Measured the hub to the backside of one of the bearings. Now, the math coming next here is going to get really confusing. I'm going to talk fast. You got the width of the hub, and then we had to add the width of one of those bearings there. That gets us a total width of the hub of 3,830 inches. We're going to bring that on over. 5 inches and 40 thou is the measure of the axle there. We're going to minus the width of the hub there. That's going to give us 1 inch and 210 thou. And we're going to divide that by 2, which means we got to make 2 wheel spacers 605 thousandths wide. Now we're going to come over to the lathe, chuck up a piece of aluminum, going to put a little shoulder on there so this spacer can fit nice up into that bearing and fits against that seal nice and tight. Now we're going to bore a hole into the spacer. I think it was 15 millimeter. Don't quote me on that. Maybe 16, maybe 18, who knows. And it fits. Woohoo! I just got done machining the second spacer. That's the first one there. Second one there. It's a little bit smaller OD. Honestly, didn't fill out that seal as well as the other side, but kick the bike back. Yay! It spins. That's the end of another segment. Really appreciate you watching to the end. Please like or comment below, and if you haven't yet, subscribe so you can watch the rest of this series. Coming up in the next segment, that's right, we're gonna ride this thing.